Good morning, guys. Good evening, Richard. Good evening, anyone else that's on the other side of the world in a completely different time zone. And we got news coming here in 5 minutes, so we're not in any rush right now to look for any setups. We're just going to wait on the news to come out. Just to recap the trade from yesterday, however. So let's check this really quickly. We've got conflicting news here. So we've got bearish on the dollar for one, bullish on the other one. So to me, that just kind of offset each other, and we can maintain our neutral bias yet again. We'll see what this brings. New home sales. We got 90 seconds on it, and I went and back tested both of these news events from the previous news release, and both of them were positive correlations with the news release, aka meaning had both of these come out bullish for indices. Last time they came out as bearish for indices, and the market sold off pretty much all AM session. And same with the new home sales. It did what the news event basically came out as. So worth noting, I guess. But basically, yeah, we're just sitting right inside this new week opening gap. Still, we went and swept this low from market open on Sunday, and now we're obviously pushing higher. But let's see how this news event comes out, and we can hopefully factor that into our bias potentially, just depending on, if both of these come out conflicting like PMI did, then we're just going to kind of be coming at this like we have been, which is just neutral. So let's see how this comes out in literally 24 seconds. Otherwise, the only other thing that I was looking at was GBP. Oh, no shit, bro. I was looking at GBP USD, and I saw this coming up. We had the DXY sweep this high. So I wanted to potentially have us get long inside of this gap on GU, but what I was waiting for was to see a shift above. I wanted to see a shift above this high right here before doing so. Now that we've got a shift above this high, this fair value gap's taken, so potentially if it pulls back to this order block, that could be an entry for us. Because we did not mitigate this yet. So this could be an entry for us here on the 15-minute. So news came out as, wouldn't you know it, conflicting news. Love it. All right. But yeah, new home sales was bullish for the dollar. 683K. Love that. All right, let's drop down to the 1 minute. And see what it looks like on the 2 minute right now. But yeah, we're still in this opening gap. We know that we've got this run on liquidity already, which if we're going to have a long bias whatsoever, that would be probably the reason why. A small little gap in here, but let's wait, just because we did with the news come up and grab these equal highs and fill this in. So very good chance that we might just see price break down and sell off from here. But let me delete this. And let's wait and see, guys. Let's wait and see. I'm neutral right now. Gonna play whatever, basically whatever setup we get. But yeah, a little bit of a whipsaw so far in terms of this sell side getting taken, and now we've got this buy side getting taken. We're bouncing off the high of the new week opening gap. This looks clean. If we get displacement down right here, this looks really clean, to be honest with you. Just seeing if there's any like obvious targets down here. We know that we are targeting these lows if we end up getting short. We'll be aiming here and maybe aiming here. This is going to be a much higher probability target than right here, because this has already taken these lows and filled this imbalance a little bit. So this is high resistance liquidity, but this is low resistance liquidity at that low right there. So that'd be a much higher probability target. But yeah, ES is definitely the weaker of the two, NQ is the stronger of the two. So I guess we can play it like this. If we get a long set up, let's see if we can't find it on NQ rather. If we do take it on ES, it's not the end of the world, but if we could get it on NQ, might give us an easier time. So, but we'll see what sets up. Let's go to the 1 minute, see what that looks like quick. Yeah, just kind of a bunch of hoopla. Long wick here, kind of making it, if we do get displacement here with a gap, it's not making our stop loss placement the easiest job in the world, but we don't necessarily need to cover this whole wick. You turn on the gaps just by, if I'm on the futures chart, you can't do it on any other chart, so you have to have ES. You'll have delayed data unless you are on a futures like Top Step, or if you pay for the not delayed data. But basically, yeah, if you toggle from electronic to regular, you can see the gap from market close yesterday to market open today. All right, guys. Yeah, so it looks like we could very well get this gap entry to go long from the 2 minute time frame here on ES. Should make our stop loss placement much easier. 3 handle stop loss. I'm not going to enter if it pulls back just now. I want to wait for this candle to close. We got 1 minute, 20 seconds. We'll target 5 handles. Let's see if it leaves this gap for us. We'll target 5 handles, and then we'll target other highs from here. Where's that? 7.25. No. I'm actually gonna go 10 handles, put us up in these wicks. 50 seconds left of this candle, guys. We're waiting for it to close. It's pulling back now a little bit. We'll have to adjust our levels because this is gonna be a slightly smaller gap now. So we're gonna get a little bit tighter entry, but I'm gonna just get ready here. We got 30 seconds to wait on this candle to close. We're on the 2 minute chart, trying to eliminate a little bit of the noise from the 1 minute. I imagine that it already did this on the 1 minute, however. We'll go look. 40. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna get long inside of this gap on this next candle. Next candle, we got 8 seconds. If we pull back into here, I'm gonna get long in this gap. Stop right below the low. Give yourself a tick of room. I want to see you pull down into there. Dude, come on. Come on. One more tick down. There we go. All right. So I went long. Very light risk because it's only 2.75 handles. So this is light risk. Just kind of by default, but it'll all be the same. 41.9425. So I need to come down 1 tick on this, and then I can actually leave that there as far as the sell limit goes. So yeah, guys, I'm in it to win it. Let's see what NQ looks like. I know we were talking about longs on NQ instead, but there hasn't really a gap here. If we do get our stop loss hit here, we're gonna flip bias as long as we leave a gap here, and then we're gonna flip to get short because this is a super light risk trade. This is 2.75 handles. I mean, going for 5 handles is almost a 1 to 2. So I'm just letting you guys know that ahead of time, just depending on how this plays out. Might have to be quick. But we're not invalid until obviously stop loss gets hit. I don't like that we've pushed down so sharply. Now we've got another gap forming on the same opposite candle. Yeah, hit stop loss. All right, guys, flip your bias. Took a small loss there. 3 handle stop loss here on the other side. Same Same story otherwise, guys. 5 handle TP1. Jeez, come on. Let me mark this out. There's TP1, TP2 down here at this low. And then further TPs will target those other lows that we mentioned. We'll have some room to go, but that's okay. Trade, great new order. Coming up quick, guys. Get ready. Sell limit. Boom. All right, so I have a sell limit set. I'm gonna drop this right here on that low. All right, I'm in. Holy shit. This is also a lighter risk trade if you're using a fixed stop loss or a fixed lot size, I mean, because we only got 3 handles instead of 4 or 5. But yeah, we can, wasn't able to send in the Discord. Yeah, TP1 right here, guys. 5 handles. TP2 this low. We are coming in kind of hot. I like that we had this consequent encroachment lining up with this gap. You know, we've kind of got some buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency with these 2 gaps lining up. All right, we're in it to win it. Last trade of the morning for me, regardless of how it plays out. If it plays out and we take 2 small losses, kind of an unfortunate end to the winning streak. But hopefully we can make back what we lost and come out ahead after this trade. So grab your coffee, set your stop loss, sit back, relax. Let the market makers do their thing. Whatever happens, happens, guys. We did our job. But let me know if you guys have questions on the setups, either one that we took so far. I can definitely go over some stuff if you guys need me to or want me to. But yeah, hopefully both setups made sense. And we did, you know, we did stay off the 1 minute, so we can't blame anything like that. For the 1L that we took, which it didn't really form. The 1 minute would have, isn't that ironic? The 1 minute would have actually saved us from an entry. It only formed on the 2 minute, so that's kind of funny. I should make a video about that. I get a lot of shit sometimes, people on my like TikTok and stuff saying, dude, you enter off the 1 minute. It's hilarious. Question for the first setup? Yeah, fire away. Fire away. I guess if you wanted me to go over the first setup really quick from my point of view before your question, obviously we had this run on liquidity down here. If I jump up to the hour or even the 15 minute, you can see that we ran this low from Sunday. So that was one reason behind it. And then we had you know, neutral bias with the news, so the news wasn't making us only bearish or anything like that, because the news was conflicting. And then we toggled on this regular trading hours, and we saw we had opening range gap open still above price. So that was a reasoning to be willing to get long, is knowing that that gap is still above, knowing that that could still get filled. It still could get filled even right now, even though we're short. So that was the reasoning behind that. And then obviously we got this very tiny 2 minute fair value gap. Only thing we would have done different, or I would have done different, is one, either looking at the 1 minute quickly to see that that's not as I would have liked to have seen displacement on both time frames. Otherwise, just looking at this and seeing that it wasn't super convincing, because this did pull back towards the end of the candle and fill in that fair value gap, and it wasn't as prominent as it was initially when we marked it out. So, but this is live trading, guys. I mean, it's as real as it gets. Like, the markets move quick as shit. We're looking at the 1 minute, the 2 minute time frames. Like, sometimes you're gonna have trades where less than 10 minutes removed from the trade, you're gonna say, ah, shit, probably shouldn't have taken it. But then again, had price reacted off that gap and flew higher, we'd be sitting here like celebrating, woohoo, win streak day 4. You know what I mean? So, hey, we do what we can. But yeah, I'm glad it was a light risk trade. It was 2.75 handles, which is about half of what we normally are at. So my lot size that I use on MetaTrader's fit for a 5 handle stop. So same with my contract size actually too here on this Top Step account. I'm going off of a 0.5% risk. 2 contracts, 5 handles is $500. So that was only like not even like $275 loss. And then this would be like a $300 loss if this ends up hitting stop loss. So I would be overall about a 0.5%, a little over 0.5% loss for the day. But our winners have without a doubt been eating our losers. You know, because when you take a loss, this is what we're getting, right? Anywhere from 2.5 to 5 handles on a stop loss. But the last 3 days that we've been winning, TP3 and beyond have been getting hit, which is like 12 to 15 points, or a couple of the trades were more than that. So we're definitely getting more out of these winners the last few days than obviously any of these losers. What's NQ look like? NQ is starting to push down. ES is supposed to be the weaker of the two, man. Come on. Get your ass down there. Enough of this bullshit. Yeah, interesting. We didn't really get a fair value gap on the 1 minute. We did a little one right here on this candle here, but obviously the 2 minute was much more prominent. Lined up with this consequent encroachment. Would have been nice if it would have just sold off right from that initial entry point. I don't like this price action, but kind of ugly. Look at this sell-off on NQ, which would mean this gap will end up being the one, but can't win them all. I think we're going to take a second loss here, personally. But this is why we have rules in place. We might not. That's why rules are in place. You wait, let your level get hit. I don't got a crystal ball any more than anyone else does. But yeah, either way, this is not ideal price action in this hour. So I'm not interested in trading this market in the morning any further. Hopefully PM session's a lot cleaner. This is a good trade, whether it wins or loses. You could make an argument against the first trade we took. I'll give you that. But yeah, this is a good trade. I would take this every time. Brace for impact. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I got stopped out. All right, 0-2. Minus. Ended up being like minus a little over, I don't know, 0.6% for me. But yeah, I'm going to be done for the morning. I don't even want to trade in this. It looks like this gap is going to be the one that sends it higher. It might not. I mean, we could check back on the chart 30 minutes from now and price could be just right chilling in this range still. You know, we're still just inside of this new week opening gap. But if it does go higher, I would anticipate it going to fill the gap. Regular trading hours, I would anticipate it coming to at least this low. Basically where our final take profit would have been yesterday. So let's see what ES does. We'll keep an eye out for the gap to get filled for PM session. And then this is going to be the window dropping back down here to the 2 minute. This will be the window later today where we'll look for another setup. And if there is one, I'll send it in the Discord. And hopefully we can make back our losses. A few take profits should make back our losses and put us back in green for the day. If not, this will be the losing day of the week. But I'm very happy that the stop losses were 3 handles and 2.75 handles. So in total, we lost 5.75 points on the SPX. this should by no means have been a big losing day for anyone. It should have just, even with 2 losses, it should have just been kind of like a normal loss, more so than anything. So, yeah, that's really all there is to it, guys. But yeah, not ideal price action, obviously, as we can all see. So let's see where we are sitting with PM session, and then we'll go from there. All right, but hey, go outside, go get some sunlight, go touch grass, go to the gym. Don't dwell on the losses. Don't revenge trade. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to do anything silly. We'll be back. We're all good. We gave a little bit of our profit back from the last 3 days. It happens, but we'll get it back. It's all good. So we'll talk to you guys later today. All right. Peace out.